We are back. It's data download time, and this time we are marking a new federal holiday. It's the first time a federal holiday has been added to the calendar in over 35 years. But before Juneteenth was a federal holiday, it was a state holiday almost everywhere. But that didn't happen overnight. Let me show you the journey of Juneteenth in the states. It began, of course, in Texas in 1980. Of course, Texas was the first state to acknowledge Juneteenth, which, of course, is their acknowledgement that they were the last state, essentially, to acknowledge emancipation. And then by 1999, 3 other states were added: Minnesota, Oklahoma, and Florida. It was really in the first decade of this century that momentum for Juneteenth really took off. 30-plus states added it from 2000 to 2009. And in fact, by the time Congress voted on it, every state but 2 had Juneteenth as a state holiday. Just South Dakota and Hawaii didn't have it as a state holiday. North Dakota was the most recent state to add it in April. What's interesting here is just sort of where public opinion has been on this. Overall, just 35% of adults say that Juneteenth should be a federal holiday. But don't mistake that for a lack of support. It's more of a lack of knowledge about it, because 40% said they didn't know. In public opinion, that tells you there is a bit of a knowledge gap on the issue overall. What's interesting on this knowledge gap is how much it is by age, a real generational divide. As you can see here, among younger folks, a majority believe Juneteenth should have been a federal holiday. Older folks got, the less they thought Juneteenth should do that. And this plays out in other issues involving racial justice, for instance, reparations, the idea that descendants of slaves should be compensated. Well, support for it, there's still a majority that do not support reparations. But check out this generational divide. 42% among 18 to 34 believe that, yes, there should be some reparations. And as you will see, the older the respondent gets, the less support there is for it. But what does this tell you? Juneteenth is not the end of something when it comes to marking racial inequality in this country. It may be the beginning of a new conversation, because as this younger generation gets older, the discussion of racial justice and equality is only going to become more central. So keep an eye on that. Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.